Hello there, YouTube land.
Welcome back.
Today we're going to talk about the Yule Log and interesting rules surrounding it.
Okay, so how we kind of got started on this whole thing was a random conversation one day about all of the traditions surrounding Yule. So this is part one.
And Tabby and I are apt to do this on a regular basis, so we figured we would share it with everyone.
So get ready, settle in. Pretend there's a Yule log burning. If you have one, great. If you're not,
nice crackling fire. Or light a candle. What the heck?
Yeah, those woodwick style candles.
Yeah, you can do
crackle.
That. Yeah. And maybe make some hot cider.
Yeah, hot cider, hot cocoa. Throw some brandy in it, whatever you want to do.
Yeah. So, when the Celts first celebrated Yule, the Yule log was significant in that it was symbolic of the sun coming again, in the meaning of that, rebirth and everything, get the path going for the spring renewal.
Right, because it was the longest night of the year, that is Yule. So it was kind of that cold darkness, and the Yule log represented the sun coming up again the next day.
Now, what I thought was interesting in doing the research for this is the original Yule log was actually a whole tree.
It was.
So they brought an entire tree into the house because the idea was not just that Yule was, the longest night of the year, but it was the weeks leading up to Yule and after. So it was this whole period that, since it was the longest night of the year, it was also the coldest.
Which, if you're in North America, sometimes isn't true. That's somewhere around January and February. Whew.
But in old Scandinavia, I guess this was the time of the year. Yeah. So the tree was meant to burn the entire period to keep the house warm through the bitter cold of winter. And that's why we put lights on the Christmas tree now.
Yeah, that was an interesting fact. I actually didn't know that when we first started this. So, the Yule log is traditionally harvested from and had to be gifted or cut from your own land.
And it was considered really unlucky to buy it, which I thought that was interesting also. Oh, yeah. And now everybody buys their trees.
Everybody buys a tree. Granted, when we do a Yule log at home, it's in the outdoor pit, and we usually get it from either an old tree on the property or what have you.
Now, do you decorate it?
I don't. It's just a log that
you decide to burn for Yule.
Yep.
Traditionally, families would actually decorate their logs, so they'd use pine cones, ivy, holly, or bits of evergreen to signify new life.
So, basically, a lot of these traditions didn't change for a very long time until we have kind of the implementation of Christianity coming into Scandinavian, Grecian societies, and also, over into Siberia.
And even Ireland. Which is interesting. I mean,
it went everywhere, so then the traditions kind of changed a little bit. And now we know it today. We sing songs about it. We think of it as a nice campfire.
But during the winter and kind of spooky.
Yeah.
We're kind of all about that.
Yeah. We kind of like the, burn it on the dark night, out by the fire pit style.
Now, it's one of the things, there's really other interesting rules regarding the Yule log.
Yes. And for instance, it's very common to tell stories around the Yule log. And we're going to get into that here in a future video. But tradition says if the storyteller's head didn't cast a shadow on the wall from the Yule log, they would die in a coming year. So think about that.
Mm-hmm.
You better sit where your head's cast
exactly.
shadow.
Another thing is that you have to keep a piece of the Yule log for good luck throughout the year, and to start next year's Yule log with that piece.
And if the flame went out the first time, that was a sign that you'd have bad luck for the coming year. So you better get that sucker lit and keep it lit. And it usually is traditionally lit throughout the night.
Yes.
So we're not talking like a tiny little twig.
No, we're talking,
a log.
Yeah. So what do you think you would add as a rule for the Yule log?
What would you do? Would you decorate yours? What would be your ruling? What traditions would you add.
Because there's a lot of things you can do.
So, let us know. Comment below.
And until next time,
bye.
Bye.